Good evening. I'd like to call the meeting to order of our May 22nd Town of McCandless Activities Advisory Committee meeting. To start our meeting, we wanted to go over some of our special projects and give updates. So Community Day, it is going to be September 10th, right around the corner almost when you're talking about such a big activity. This year, we have a lot of food trucks coming. Yep. And thank you to Dawn Hart for organizing and getting us a lot of food vendors. There's going to be a car cruise. The car cruise will be in the afternoon at NAI. Thank you, Larry Steckel, for organizing that. At the car cruise, there's going to be 2 Adirondack chairs, which he had a person donate, and we'll be sharing their name and thank them for their donation, because we're going to be doing a 50-50 raffle for 2 wonderful Adirondack chairs. And that raffle will then come over from the car cruise to Town Hall, where we'll be having some a band, the Allegheny brass band will be coming. We'll probably have another band. We'll have some different rides, some inflatables, and when we have a little more information on every different activity we're going to have, then we will let you know that. But the big highlight, of course, is the fireworks, which will take place around 8 o'clock. So that's Community Day. We're all set and we continue to have meetings. Carolyn, is there anything you wanted to add for council items?
So at our last meeting, we discussed the Eagle project for the rain garden and for Ralph's project, and they approved donating supplies to that. So that's gonna, I believe, be completed at the end of May. I know the roadside cleanup event was a success. I'm trying to think, is there anything else right now? That's probably it. If there's anything else I think of, I'll let you know, but that's it for right now.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Fitness court, Deb.
Hi, everyone. Yes, I've been thinking about what we could do with the fitness court, and I submitted 2 project ideas, one last month and then another one this month. The wellness walks, we can do that during the month, once a week, say on Wednesdays.
We love the idea of Wellness Wednesdays. So do you know what time, or in the morning, or what time you would be doing that and where you would start from?
We would start from the fitness court, and the time would be, say, 10 o'clock. I'm thinking, I did a little survey, just
yeah, that's probably a great time.
Focus group, and I got people seem to like mornings. There were a few one I think that wanted afternoon. So yeah, I was thinking 10 o'clock, and we can do that as soon as council would approve it or whatever.
And what's your potential start date, do you think?
Well, I was thinking we're in May already, so sort of towards the end of May,
maybe June.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe after the holiday.
So, and you think you would do this every Wednesday?
Yeah.
So Wednesdays in June around 10 o'clock pending town council approval.
Right.
So that'll be a great way for people to stay in shape in McCandless. Join the Wellness Wednesday walks.
And my plan was just to walk around here, like over on the sidewalks, keep it really simple until we find out everybody's fitness level. A mile, like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe we could do it that way, because sometimes people get overwhelmed when they hear a mile or a distance. So
well, you can work up to it.
Right.
We'll
And
use
there's
that
also hikes around North Park.
progressive
Right.
overload.
Right, I'd rather, I
tried
want to make this McCandless rather than looking at North Park. A lot of people do go
North
over
Park's
to
in
North Park, but
McCandless,
I want
but-
to highlight what we have available. And actually,
Isn't it
I
North
was
Park in McCandless though?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that's also a great way of introducing people that maybe don't
Sure.
regularly go, or just do the pie trainer, or just, maybe do some hikes around there.
Yeah, Pie Trainer up there, that's probably
That's
part
also North Park.
Hampton.
Is that,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's other trails around. I think there's other
Train
trails. I've
14.
gone to.
Well,
I
like
think
I
that's
said,
all
we
in
can
there.
use North Park for sure, but what I'd like to do, when I was, I forgot what committee it was, but the one gentleman that had been on the committee, he was an environmentalist, and he outlined all of the available nature trails in McCandless.
So maybe you do
So,
a different one
yeah,
each week or
we
something
could, yeah.
exciting
Harmony
like
would be
that.
nice.
To start even,
Yeah.
right here, look at Devlin, we have our nice new sidewalk here, and hopefully we'll have the one that leads to Grub Road. So if we did go over to North Park, I was concerned about safety, and I have the liability form. So I think we can get that signed or, with the.
Yeah, this will be
participants
a voluntary walk.
on-
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Um,
would go.
Okay,
Do you want me to talk about the other project? the
Sure.
Yoga?
sure.
Yeah, so I had sent that around to you that we would have yoga at Devlin Park, and night, we have with us tonight Carolyn Spear, who has volunteered to hold the class. And that would probably happen, as soon as we get council on board with that. And she's offered to donate her time, but we would probably ask people to give a donation, suggested donation of maybe $5 or something like that. And that would be Saturday mornings at 9. I think Carolyn was more available. About 9 works good for me too, yeah. And Rita Martin, who's a community member, would also help with that. She's
Okay.
volunteered to help with that.
Are we thinking maybe outside here?
Well, down at Devlin, at the shelter,
Mhm.
I came down for a little walk with another person that was interested. And there's actually a pad there, right in front of the shelter. And even if it rained, possibly those tables are pretty heavy, but we might be able to go inside or maybe even on the grass. Right. And I talked to John about it, and he said the basketball court, but that's kind of hot. That can get hot pretty easily.
I've
So
done
we'll
that.
let her figure
I
out
don't
the
know,
area
it's
after it's
kinda
approved
nice.
by
I've done it on
council
the roof
and
of buildings and on basketball courts. It works very, very
Okay.
well.
so we'll let her figure that out once it's approved by town council. Okay, let's move on into the, is there anything new with the McCandless welcome packet?
You showed me that your daughter did a lot of the illustrations. It was nice.
Yes, yes.
Dawn's daughter was heavily involved in this.
Oh,
It's lovely.
Izzy.
yes.
Yes.
Okay. Anything new with meeting spaces?
Yeah. So I went, as a starting point, I used a summary of the community assets in the area from the implementable plan, the appendix on page 154. And I looked first at the ones in the canvas, and I started to do a database here. And I separated them into categories, like fields in McCandless, and then educational and government facilities and private facilities. I didn't have a chance to call the churches quite yet, but they're pretty
Okay, well,
small.
when you compile the
I
information, we
have it
can,
here, and as soon as I get a chance to call the church, and plus it was Holy Week, and a lot of the churches celebrate Passover and
well, when you
Christian holidays.
compile it, do you want to email it out to everyone and then we'll look
Yeah,
at
I have
posting
it
it?
on a document here. My question is, are we going to use this on the website? Do you think that we'll have a link on the website so that people can, that's what I visualize.
Yes, that's why I said, once you compile it, you can email it to the committee and then the township will make sure that these are, it's got to be correct data before we put it out on a website, but
Yeah.
they'll
Okay.
post
Yeah,
something.
so I've been, it was very helpful to use the implementable plan. That came in real handy.
Good.
So just a quick
Okay.
comment, some of the churches are saying that only to their members. And
Right.
because of
Yeah.
COVID still, I
Mhm.
mean, not that, yeah, they're just kind of leery of writing.
Right, we may not have a
We-
big list initially because I know there's a lot of rules with it. So you'd have to compile all
Well,
of the
that's what I've
data
been
for
doing.
it.
Under, I
Okay.
have facility use and rental and notes. And so I've been making notes on that because that's what I was finding, even when I called CCAC. The other thing is, that you have to have insurance. You know, you can't just be Debbie Saban's group that goes in, wants to run a classroom. You know, you have to be a nonprofit, basically, or some kind of a.
501c3 is typically true. So you put together the data and we'll
Yeah.
we'll look at
almost
that
there.
coming up. Volunteer development, Dawn.
Yeah, Sandra unfortunately got 2 volunteers, which is awesome, but they were in their spam. So,
Oh,
yeah, but they're added now. So we
Good.
received 2 more. Yes.
good. Well,
Can we
that's
just
great
send that
news.
to you, Dawn? I have
Um,
it.
Well, actually, you sent it
Okay,
to
is
Sandra. I gave
Nicole
it to-
on the
'cause
line?
To who?
They have to
No.
fill out the volunteer.
Okay.
um,
Sydney?
Now here's the big one. So
Yeah.
every day I think I get some emails on this. So I think that this is going to be really fabulous this round. So people should come to see our treasures in the trunk. So Christine, could you
Yes.
please talk about that? Because the number has to be high at this point. I see constant emails. So this is really taken off.
Yes, so we have 17 confirmed
That's
so far.
Wow.
So, and
Great.
I've given 2 spaces based on a recommendation. The last time we did it, we didn't really need 2 spaces per vehicle. So I'm not even sure we need 2 spaces per vehicle. I did see another township was doing it and they were only offering 1 space
Mhm.
and that's it.
Yeah.
So, but we have quite a few. So we have at least 17 people right
Wow.
now. Actually, 17 to 18.
So
people
maybe
right
the
now.
next time we'll offer, you pull in and then you set it up sort of behind your
Right.
thing, if, because we may have even more the
More,
next
yeah,
time.
'cause we-
So this has gone really well.
This is
So
great.
thank you.
It's like 17 small little mini garage sales in one. So that's great.
Yeah,
And
that'll
it's
be-
a $10 fee, very, minimal fee. So,
that's for the vendor to come in to sell things. Those who want to come and partake in the shopping, there is not a fee. So please
Open.
It's
have
open.
everybody come and look at the treasures you can find in trunks.
and it's only
Libby.
10
Libby, I
Yes.
have a question for you guys. Christine, do you know, has anyone advertised? Because the problem with last year, they didn't put any signage, anything up on like Facebook, so there wasn't enough like a forward notice for this. Do you know if they've started that?
Yeah, there's signs outside the town hall. I know that. There, it's on Savvy Citizen. It's coming out regularly.
Okay.
So all the social media sites, I do believe that John is working on those. So I.
Okay.
Yes, it's been I think they put out 6 signs. It's been on social media. It's posted at town hall.
Is there
So-
any at McCandless Crossing, any signs? Just because that's, a heavily traffic area. I just thought put something there where people might see it.
I can confirm with Sandy tomorrow and find out exactly where
Okay.
she placed them.
Okay, great.
It's getting some press because
Yeah.
17 people signed
Yeah,
up. So it's getting some, but we could even
Put it on
move
that
the
billboard.
signs that are here and move them to McCandless
Yeah.
Crossing because people who drive by here all the time have seen
Yeah.
them. So we could,
Exactly.
that's the
Yeah.
great thing about signs. You can sort of move them around.
Can
So
we use your electrical board?
At McCandless Crossing.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they actually say, hey, it's McCandless Community Day. They will advertise that. I just was wondering, and sometimes they advertise other things in McCandless. Maybe that would be, someone could,
at McCandless
yeah,
Crossing,
they have a huge.
right,
electrical
but that's
board.
not owned by the town.
Yeah, but we can speak to John tomorrow and find out if we've used up our advertising time this month. That gets
Oh.
rotated between the fire department.
Okay,
and day. So I'll check with John this week.
I think
Great.
it's something like 10 or 15% of airtime, that we would have. Yeah.
great.
So, yeah, we really only want about 20 people and we're almost there. So we only have a couple more spots. And the fees only just to cover the cost of our advertising and the signs. That's all. it's for.
Yeah.
So,
That's great. Ice cream social.
so we just haven't really done much with that yet because we're so busy with the other things. And I think that we're looking for donations for the ice cream and that might be a little tough this year with the economy the way it is. So
Maybe, doesn't someone know someone at Giant Eagle who might be willing to donate ice cream?
We've also had gift card donations from Brewster's. So that's something I can check with at town hall.
Okay, okay.
I believe my sister's husband works at this place, you know, Millie's Ice Cream. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I think he works there. I could have him see if they might want to. I mean, it's worth a shot. Worst
Yeah.
case scenario, they just say no.
Yeah, that's really good.
Any donations? Okay, telescope night, that's back to me. We can do this in the fall. I did speak to Dennis Morton, and he is willing to bring telescopes, help arrange. He said you have to wait until, he said fall is the best time for looking up at the stars, and that we need to get closer to time so they can see when it's going to be the optimum time for looking at the various things. So, but he did say that he would do that, and I know that you're a person who knows
And-
about this too,
Right,
so.
and I spoke with Dan Reed, and he said the same thing, you know, you just give us a date and let's try to get a good night, and he'd be happy to come down too. Maybe get,
Great.
and if we don't get any telescopes, that's okay. If people bring binoculars, we'll try to bring a telescope or
I have a
two.
couple of telescopes.
Yeah, that'd be great. They're a lot of money, so people may not want to do it, but even if you bring your binoculars, a nice power binoculars, you can see very well, and they'll talk about some of the stars and the constellations.
Oh, how
So,
nice.
I think we'll
So
have
maybe it's
a
dark
couple of
enough here?
telescopes.
so we're thinking maybe on top of it, hill maybe, up.
I thought we were doing it
Right.
on the field behind
Okay.
by NAI. That's
Oh,
where they,
that's it,
that's
yeah.
where Dennis
Oh,
usually
yeah.
does
And-
it.
and I knew it was somewhere else.
Yeah, Yeah, the field by, he
Somebody
does it like
adjusted the
between
flagpole.
McKnight and NAI around that area. He knows the spot.
Oh,
yeah.
This is not my area of
It has to
expertise.
be dark, because you don't want, I mean, there's gonna be a lot of light pollution, but we want it to be as dark as
Yeah, 'cause
possible.
over there, there'd be.
He's done this quite a few times, so
Yeah, he's
I'm
good.
going to count on
Great.
some expertise there. Okay, is there any other new or additional project or activity ideas? Anybody have anything new? Okay, how about public comment? Anything anyone wants to say from the public? I'll look the camera first. No hands are up. Anything? We thank Carolyn for running the yoga, and once that's approved, then you know, once we have dates and times, we can talk about them and advertise and so forth. Okay, if nobody has anything else, then
May 21st, Saturday, May 21st. Cars are gonna come and set up around 8, and then shoppers from 9 to 11. Shoppers are there 8:30.
yeah, community day
Yeah.
is car cruise, then 4 to 7 here, or it'll be past 7, 4 to 8 here with fireworks going off 7:45-ish. Treasures in the Trunk, May 21st. Our Wellness Walking Wednesdays will be around 10 a.m. starting in June. And a lot of great things happening here in McCandless. So
9 o'clock for the yoga on Saturdays, right?
Yeah, 9.
Bring a mat.
probably 9 a.m. on Saturdays. We just have to wait for council to approve these things
So
before we.
Right. And what's? Yeah, again.
Is there only-
We can even do some chairs, I think, down there.
Yeah.
So- Once it's approved, we'll, at our next meeting, we'll even bring up more and so this is great.
So would I look at the next council meeting date? I'm just kind of trying to get a feel for when we can start, you know. with some-
I believe Carolyn will let us know as soon as things are approved.
Well, let us-
She
Yeah,
can-
let me see if we can get on the agenda for the next meeting and then go from there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Yep. Let us know when things are approved and we'll be all set. So thank
I
you,
will.
everyone. Meeting adjourned.
Dale, can you stay online for a second? So when I talk